Hello, fellow puckheads, and yes, you saw that right in the cover photo. The Chicago Blackhawks, gone. Officially eliminated. They were eliminated before daylight savings time began. That's how bad it is in the Windy City. Oh boy, yeah. Imagine being eliminated before daylight savings time begins, and over a week before the spring season begins. Yeah, it's still technically winter. It's going to be a nuclear winter in Chicago. It's going to be a lot of them for the Blackhawks fans. But at least your number one pick is kicking ass, right? How long until he asks for a trade? I give it 4 seasons. I'm dead serious. But enough of the postmortem for the Blackhawks. I'll delve more into that a bit later. But right now there are 39 days left in the NHL season. Not a lot of time, just barely over a month. And and we're gonna take a look at the playoff picture entering the final 5.5 weeks of the season, beginning with the Eastern Conference. In the East, you have the Panthers leading the entire conference with 92 points, 44 wins. I still can't believe this is happening, considering they don't have much of anybody. Well, they did get Tarasenko, but they still need about 2 more players to have some actual depth. But yet here they are with 44 wins and 92 points, leading the entire conference. But they lead the Boston Bruins by 1 point in the division. Another team that's not really deep. Now an actual deep team, the Toronto Maple Leafs, they have 82 points. They've been on a roll lately. They've won 7 out of 10, so they're heading in the right direction, which is good. And in the Metro, you have the Rangers leading a tight race between them and the Hurricanes. Rangers up by 2 points. They have 86. Carolina has 84. Philly is still in third with 74 points. As for the wild card situation, we have a bit of a last moment change here. Tampa's still in a wild card position, but with the win out here in the OC, the Islanders overtook the slumping Red Wings for the second wild card. The Islanders and the Red Wings both have 72 points, but New York has a game in hand. So yeah, the Islanders currently have that spot. They've won 6 straight, while the Red Wings have lost 5 in a row. They are falling hard, and it doesn't look good. Remember, this was supposed to be the year that Detroit would kind of right the ship, but in recent games, it's not gone well. This includes that 7-2 drubbing against the Avalanche. So yeah, Detroit's going the wrong direction. Behind the playoff line, the Washington Capitals are only 3 points out. Could they sneak in and get in? We don't know. This is hockey. Things can happen. The Devils. Well, they've had a new coach for a while. The Devils are still close at 66. The Sabres have 65 in 65 games. It's getting less and less likely that they'll actually make a run and end that long playoff drought. They are currently 7 points out. Pittsburgh Penguins are 8 points out, and they already dealt Jake Gensel to the Hurricanes. So I think they kind of see it's pretty much over for them, unfortunately. So that's what the East looks like. Now for the West. In the Western Conference, the Central remains close, too close for this Avs fans' liking. The Stars still lead with 89 points, but the Jets and Avalanche are tied with 85. The Jets still have games in hand, but it's only 2 now. It's getting a little bit better. It did help that the Jets got flattened in Vancouver on Saturday. Now, if only the Kings did their job and beat the Stars. Ugh. But anyway, so yeah, it's still pretty tight in that Central. All 3 teams have 40 wins even, though we got the 41st. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting these next 5.5 weeks in that Central. In the Pacific, Vancouver's pretty much running away with it. They are. They have 91 points. They have a 10-game lead over the Oilers. with 81 points. And the Kings are in third place with 75. Yeah, the Kings actually made it above the division playoff line thanks to the Vegas Golden Knights still slumping. The Predators have one of the wild card spots. They have to be the hottest team in the league right now. They are on a 12-game point streak. They had that crazy overtime loss. I'll explain a little bit later. They had that crazy overtime loss on Sunday, but all that does is continue to streak. 10-0-2 in their last 12 games. It is just amazing how much of a roll they're on. And they have the Golden Knights. They are just a sinking ship. They are down to the wild card position, the second wild card position. Right now, if the season ended, they'd be playing Vancouver. Ooh, boy. So Vegas is at the second wild card position because they've lost 7 out of 10. And right behind the playoff line, the Minnesota Wild. And how about the Wild, though? They pulled the goalie during overtime to get that extra tackle, and it worked for them. Now remember, the rule state. I think it's Rule 84.2. The rule states if you pull the goalie in overtime and you give up that empty net goal and lose, you will forfeit the point that you normally get with overtime losses. That's the rule. I haven't heard that rule in about 15, 20 years, but yeah. That's what Minnesota faced when they made that move, and it worked out for them. So Minnesota has 69 points there, 6 points out of the spot, and then you have a small log jam with 67. The Kraken, the Flames, and the Blues. The Kraken have a game in hand over Calgary and St. Louis, but Calgary has tiebreakers over St. Louis. That's pretty much it as far as realistic teams in the Western Conference. So, as far as the schedule goes, what is in store for us later in the week? No teams will clinch, and again, as I said before, one team's been eliminated already officially. So, what is in store for us regarding the upcoming week? Well, the Avs are off until Tuesday, and we're on a 4-game road swing, which includes the next 3 in Canada. Calgary, Vancouver, and Edmonton, finally. The Rangers play the Devils later on tonight. Today is Monday, so later on tonight. And Detroit's in Buffalo tomorrow. They look to end their excuse me. They look to end their mini skid here. And the Kings are in St. Louis on Wednesday. That's on TNT. The other game on TNT is Washington Edmonton. That's going to be interesting. Ovechkin versus McDavid. Rangers play Tampa Bay on Thursday. Friday, it's a pair of games. Winnipeg's play Anaheim, unfortunately. And the Kings will play Chicago Saturday. So load of hockey with including the Battle of Florida and, of course, the Avs' first crack at Edmonton. So it's going to be an interesting week. We're in the middle of March, and it's going to be interesting. So that's my recap. That's my recap of the week, of the past week, and a look at the playoff picture. And if you like this video, click like. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe if you want more. If you're on TikTok, feel free to hit that follow button. My story about the Blackhawks will be featured. Check it out. And I'll be back next week with another recap. Stay tuned.